What does being a mother mean? We all know about wiping faces, checking temperatures, and giving hugs and kisses. We also know about laundry, dirty minivans that once were clean, and finding Legos first thing in the morning with our bare feet. But what about the harder stuff, like listening to your inner voice, chasing your dreams, maintaining your integrity? I do believe that finding the true spirit of motherhood comes from something more than the routine. It comes from the hard times, the times that make us or break us. My mother was diagnosed with cancer when I was 25 years old. It filled me with the darkest, emptiest black hole I have ever felt. I learned that my mother, my best friend, had a matter of months to live. She wasn't supposed to get sick. She was my mother. My world was turned upside down. Still, that Christmas, with the most devastating news before her, she bought me a Christmas present that would forever change my life. She bought me a desktop computer. Right, she said. Right, it is what you are born to do. Right, because I am your mother, and I know that you love it. Right, because I want you to write. She knew it then, I know it now. It's how she taught me to follow my heart. As a single mom in a world of uncertainty, I still struggle with following my heart and trusting my instincts. I didn't realize how hard it would be. But I know that ever since I was little, she insisted that I trust my gut and follow my heart, even when there is a fear of failure. Her practical advice: don't do anything you don't want to. I think of this often. I know I'm not the only one who feels the pressure of keeping up with everything everyone else is doing. There must be others who are sick of the theme birthday parties adorned with Pinterest crafts, the team sports and their schedules that rule every bit of spare time, or the play dates, volunteer work, committee work we all feel we must participate in, lest our children fall through the cracks and prove us inadequate. I'm guilty of signing my oldest up for sports I know I'll never get to see him participate in. Last summer, my 6-year-old went to soccer with a friend, swimming lessons with a friend, and this winter is taking skiing lessons with a friend. I am so grateful to have this help, since I also have 3-year-old twins, but at the same time, I feel the twinge of guilt for not being present to support him. Sometimes it just isn't possible to stretch ourselves so thinly, yet we try. And while yes, I will go out of my way for my boys, I'm finding I will not compromise other areas of my life. I will ditch my loveless marriage, hire sitters for some me time, and say no when I feel it is necessary. Pleasing other people seems to be the mantra of motherhood these days. As a mom, things are constantly being asked of me. I strive to be a good mom. The soul-sucking parts of motherhood we all experience in the early days, like methodically sanitizing the baby's toys, pureeing 9,000 jars of baby food ourselves, and attempting cloth diapers, can never prepare us for what might happen. As an overprotective mom, okay, maybe obsessive, I couldn't believe I was dialing the pediatrician's office to ask if something horrible would happen because I had been feeding my baby organic oatmeal and realized the burnt pieces were actually mouse droppings. A few years later, I was dialing because the children had eaten Christmas light bulbs right off the tree. This last year, I had to call poison control 3 times. Lilies are not poisonous. Stain remover is basically dish soap. And chewed up batteries aren't bad for you if you don't puncture them with your teeth. All good news. I learned that jarred baby food and hair on the pacifier won't really matter in the long run. So now I keep it real and don't do anything I don't want to do. I haven't the time to spare anyway. Sometimes we all just have to say, no more frozen-themed cupcakes. Thank you, Mom, for that lesson. Her most valuable and necessary life lesson was one she said to me often. I carry guilt, anxiety, worry, like most of us out there do. I once called 911 because I couldn't find my child, when in fact I'd just forgotten I had placed him in his room for a timeout. Talk about frazzled and embarrassing. Her advice that comes to mind: don't fret, my pet. Don't worry so much. All is going to be okay, and if it looks bleak now, don't you worry, that worm will turn. I love her for this. I was born a worrier, and she could see it in me as a child, and she watched it grow with me as I turned into an adult. Worrying is pointless. Even in death, she didn't worry. What will be, will be. And laughter helps too. Mom was surely looking down on me the day my sons escaped the house and were running for the busy street. I had to sprint outside in absolutely nothing but a pair of flesh-colored underwear to retrieve my children. Scooping up kids under my arms like a mama gorilla 3 feet from the road, I watched cars slow down and a neighbor come out to help. Nothing is quite as humiliating as screaming at your children to get inside while parts of your body that have never seen daylight blind the townsfolk. And Mom's last piece of advice, I can't tell you what to do, you know. Now, this may not seem like advice, but really it is. It is a wonderful tidbit of how we should trust ourselves, how, when life and motherhood get messy, we should trust ourselves. Go with our gut, remember our roots, and draw on experiences. This is what I've done, Mom. I'm single with 3-year-old twin boys and a 6-year-old son, all of whom you've never met. I have a divorce pending. I have a part-time dead-end job and a few leads on better ones. But Mom, I'm going for big or going for broke. I'm writing again too.